Hello, Game of Life 8. These are the directions for how you're going to do the business plan creation assignment. Now, when you go to Google Classroom and find that under week 7, there's actually two things that are going to be attached. One is actually the business plan itself, and then one is going to be a tool you're going to use in your elevator pitch, which you guys will be doing as the next activity. So, the reason I kind of grouped them together is a lot of what you're doing on the business plan kind of rolls over to the elevator pitch, and that's just kind of basically a nice short one-page document that's based on this. So that way, when you're trying to sell to investors, as you will in this next activity, it's already kind of done there since you're answering a lot of the questions here. Well, let's start by going through the Google Doc part. As I kind of talk about up here, you should probably use one of the ideas that you came up with in the brainstorming business ideas assignment in week 5. You can use a different one if you didn't come up with an idea you liked, but that would probably be the easiest thing to do. And you're going to pretend, imaginary, that you took that business idea and now you create an actual business, producing that product or providing that service. Now, the answers about your business that you're going to be answering down here, these are all kind of made up. They're all imaginary based on this made up business that's in your head. My thing that I would ask, and hopefully your teacher would probably be asking the same thing, is that even though they're made up, they should be trying to be close as possible. Don't be writing that you have 1,000 stores in every single country. That's probably not very accurate. Try and think about if you were actually starting a small business with this product or idea, what would that be like, and what would all the answers to these questions, what would they be like as truth or accurate as possible, as if you actually had your own business. So if you look, they're kind of broken into the different parts or categories that kind of align with both the traditional and lean business plan. First, you're going to describe what your business is and what industry it fits in, as well as what your opportunities are for expansion, if you have any. And like I said, these are all just kind of made up what you think would be actually accurate or possible given your idea. Next, you're going to describe your product or service that you're selling. You're going to try and create a mission statement for your company. And I just borrowed this from one of the examples that we looked at last week. So you can kind of look at that in order to frame yours. So if I'm, making a restaurant, maybe mine is to make, authentic Mexican food to, the people of my community. Something like that would be fine. Next, you're going to look at the market. So it's just who you're selling it to. So who are your potential customers, things like that. And the market's growing. That's just kind of your opinion. Do you think it's getting bigger or not? So let's say I'm focusing mainly on 18 to 48-year-olds or something. Do you think it's going to increase or decrease? Again, just your opinion. Location. This is where you're going to pretend that you actually have like a physical place, a physical business. So maybe you're a restaurant, maybe you're a store, maybe you're operating in some sort of you're providing a service, so you're in like a business park type area. Just kind of make it up the best of your knowledge and what you think is going on here. Competition. Again, just try and think about what the competition would be specifically in your local area. So say I'm in Council Bluffs. Let's say I open up a Mexican restaurant. I might want to think about some of the competitors that are in my area. Like one I like to go to. It's not very authentic Mexican food, but I really enjoy La Mesa. But that would be a competitor of mine if I opened up a Mexican restaurant. I might just, and this is just kind of, again, your observations. Are those businesses growing or not? It's kind of your idea. You can answer that. This one is your marketing strategy. So how are you going to advertise for your product or your service? Again, made up, just kind of your best guess what sounds good to you. And then employees. The last one is your financial proposal. So in these business plans, you're generally asking for money from an investor or maybe a loan from a bank. And so this is where you have to try and be as accurate as possible. Think about what funds would be available to you if you started your business today, even as a middle schooler or maybe as a future adult. How much money do you think you would need to borrow? Just kind of do your best guess. And where are you going to obtain that money, whether it's from the bank or from an investor. Okay. So again, these are made up. It's kind of your best guess based on what you've learned throughout this whole course so far, but just try and make it as accurate as possible. Once you have filled this out, then you can go to the elevator pitch. And so this document will kind of help you when you actually do it. You're going to write down your company's title, and then you're just going to answer these 3 questions here. What is the good or service that you're selling? What's the problem that it's trying to solve? And how much of an investment are you looking for? And that'll help when you give your Flipgrid presentation as a second assignment. Here are also just some kind of tips about an elevator pitch, and I'll kind of go over those again when I talk about the Flipgrid assignment. So make sure you do both of those activities. Have a good day. Bye.